Title: The Wisdom of the King and the Philosopher. Once upon a time, there was a just king who ruled a large kingdom. He was loved by his people because of his wisdom and fairness. However, the king always felt an inner worry about how he could become even wiser to rule his kingdom better. He decided to summon the greatest philosopher in the kingdom and asked him to give him the greatest wisdom he could learn in life. The philosopher came to the palace and took some time to think before saying to the king, "I will give you great wisdom, but it's not just words. It's an experience you need to go through." The king agreed, and the philosopher took him to the palace garden where there was a large tree. The philosopher said to the king, "Sit under this tree and do not leave until you see the answer." The king was puzzled, but he complied and sat under the tree waiting for the answer. Hours passed, and the king looked around. He saw birds flying in the sky, felt the wind blowing through the trees, and watched the clouds slowly move by. But he didn't feel any closer to the answer. A whole day passed, and the king was still sitting. However, he started to feel an inner peace, and he began to notice details he had never seen before. How the flowers quietly bloom, how the leaves gently fall to the ground, and how nature moves in a precise rhythm without human interference. The next day, the philosopher came to the king and asked him, "What have you learned?" The king replied, "I have learned that everything in life happens at its own time. You cannot force flowers to bloom before their time, and you cannot control the wind. Everything happens at the right time with peace and patience." The philosopher smiled and said, "That is the wisdom I wanted you to realize. In life, success and wisdom do not come quickly or with force. They come with patience, reflection, and acceptance that everything has its time. Just as you wait for a tree to bear fruit, wait in your life for your efforts to bear fruit." From that day on, the king became calmer and wiser. He learned to make his decisions with wisdom and patience, understanding that everything in life has its proper time. Thanks to that wisdom, his kingdom continued to flourish for many years. Moral of the story: life requires patience and reflection. Not everything happens quickly or according to our desires. Everything happens at the right time if we are ready to wait patiently. I hope this story inspires you and brings you wisdom.